Welcome to Who Put MTV On, Season 4, Episode 32, where we watch Peak of Love, Season 1, Episode 1, a.k.a. X on the Beach, Season 4, Episode 1. I'm Chris Lorenz.
Robert Kitts.
This is James.
This is Max on the Beach, Leak of Love.
I'm Harrison Hoffman.
Skia Beth.
Wait, is Max leaking love? I'm so confused.
No,
He's leaking
Like the
it.
vegetable?
like the vegetable.
Oh, like a leak
Yeah.
of love.
I
got
definitely didn't get that.
it. Yeah.
I just needed to be
I
different.
definitely thought you needed to see a doctor.
No.
I mean, we haven't rolled that out. That still might be.
Yeah.
It's a romantic vegetable.
Yeah, we have some controversy on this one. We teased doing this. Some people in this room really wanted to do it, so we did it. But this is our first retread.
Welcome to Doppelganger Month.
Also, yeah, Doppelganger Month.
Very excited.
So we're
Chris is less excited than I am. let me tell you.
retreading some shows. So welcome back to our third iteration of X on the Beach.
I pushed for this, and I'm sorry.
It's kind
Well-
of a doppelganger.
Can we clarify by Doppelganger Month? What is the intent?
All right,
This
Rob,
month.
give it to us.
So all month we're going to be doing shows that are similar to shows we've done before, but not exactly.
Or exactly.
Or exactly. So
Hey, there's lots that were different here, and we'll get into that.
Lots.
Lots.
It's so different.
It's so different. The house is not next to ocean water. That's so it's very different.
There's no beach, Chris. It's not X on the beach if there's no beach. They were very clear about this.
I mean, I think that according to, we're going to get to who the host is in a second, but according to the host, he said, this is not X on the beach. This is
True.
X on the beach, Peak of Love.
So it is X on the Beach. He says X on the Beach.
Well, he does, but it's a spin-off.
Look,
But
X on the
after
beach,
he
it's not a
clearly
spin-off.
stated that it's
Colon,
not X on
Peak
the
of
Beach.
Love.
Look,
It's a
okay,
whole concept.
look,
Colon is important.
it's X on the Beach, colon. So, like, it's fine. We did it. We're talking about it. It's over. We're done.
End of the
Harrison,
podcast. We're done.
Give me the
Everyone-
description of the show.
A group of single reality and social media stars will climb to new heights to try and find love, but no matter their altitude, they cannot escape from their former partners. Rapper Romeo Miller returns to host X on the Beach, Peak of Love, from the mountains of New Zealand, featuring celebrities from American Idol, The Bachelorette, The Challenge, RuPaul's Drag Race, Are You the One, and more. That's X on the Beach, Peak of Love on MTV.
And more. I can't believe Ibiza Weekender didn't get a shout out
Oh my
right there.
I know.
We gotta throw that
So
on the
That
list.
one's going on the list.
Is this
I already added it to
We
the queue.
gotta see it.
is this
I don't know
Lil
how we get it.
Romeo grown up as Romeo?
Yeah.
This is grown-up Lil Romeo. He's just called Romeo now. He wants you to know that he's just called Romeo now.
So when he's old, is he Big Romeo?
Old Romeo.
And then he starts a pizzeria.
Oh.
Big Romeo's.
Oh.
Romeo Senior.
Mr. Romeo.
Ooh, I like Mr. Romeo. It's got a good ring to it.
Yeah.
I feel like it is, if he ever comes back and makes an album. I don't know when his last album was.
Senor
Who
Romeo.
knows? Does he have an album?
I
He's got at least
guarantee
one.
it was in 2019. Every time you're like, man, I bet they haven't put out an album in a while. It's like, nah, they put one out this year and just no one listened to
Never heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this show is just they bring in 10 people, you intro 10 people, then Romeo comes out and says, "Hey, your exes are coming." And everyone's just shocked and surprised. They're on an MTV Love show and it's not X on it is X on the Beach, which is questionable. And then two exes show up
it. No beach.
and then that was the episode. Right?
That
That's
really
it.
is the episode.
That's
I
the
mean,
episode.
like that is
Yeah.
the basics of
All
what
right,
happened.
let's
I
wrap
mean-
her up.
Minutia.
All right.
We getting into it? Let's dive deep.
Yeah, this
So our
is,
socials.
I have the list of people and what shows they were on. I feel like that's probably the
Okay.
most relevant way to go through the minutia here.
Let's do it.
So the first person we get introduced to is Adore
Delano.
slash Danny.
So first things first, Annabeth's like, boy, that person really looks like a drag queen I know. Followed by, oh shit, it is that drag queen I know.
And yeah, so it's somebody from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Annabeth, have you have seen that show and this
Yeah.
person on that show?
I've seen the season that Adore's on.
What are your thoughts of Adore here?
Adore is a total mess on RuPaul's
Just
Drag
like,
Race.
okay.
But she's really good. She's a really talented queen. So we'll see. We'll see. I've never
Okay.
thought to see her in any other context. So I'm
Amazing.
excited.
So an interesting thing about RuPaul's Drag Race when we did that was I was like you saw them in their character, but then you had confessionals with them in their sort of
Boy persona.
boy persona.
They're-
Are we going to see Adore as Danny at any point? Because we only saw
Yeah.
Adore in this episode, or is it just like it's just Adore all the time?
24/7. I don't
Oh.
know, because I mean, like we've only seen one day of them being on this show, and Adore obviously came in
I like
in
that's
drag.
just you went with. We've seen one day of love.
One day of love. We've been on the peak for one day.
So, I guess they said there's going to be like some sort of fire and ice week. Did they mean literal weeks, or is it like Fire Day and
I
Ice
was
Day?
wondering about that because it seems like
can't
a
imagine
long
it's a week.
time.
It's not literal week.
If it's 2 weeks before they eliminate anyone, oh,
I have to
Ain't no
imagine
way.
they meant it as
After-
episode weeks.
After
and
2
not-
weeks, they're wrapping this production.
it's over. They only have
One
this
fire,
mansion
one
to
ice.
wait.
As usual, we love to discuss production schedules. I'm saying
And
the
we have
production
no way of
schedule
knowing
is-
if we're right or wrong at all. We gotta interview your friend from Beauty and the Geek just
I
so we
know.
can like figure out the production
We
schedule.
gotta
We have
compile
like
a list of
10 questions just around the production schedule.
It's a 2-part pod. One part is just talking with the production schedule.
Right.
One part's asking
Then we
everything
actually
else.
talk about it.
I mean, my opinions, I could care less. I mean, you'll probably get this throughout this whole show for me is like, I don't care. I don't care about this person. I don't care about their ex. I don't like it. Just, I don't know. So my opinions on people are going to be a little, laissez-faire.
Well, I think a big part of this show sort of relies on you knowing any of these characters beforehand, because that's like how they promote these shows and everything. Like it's a hard show to crack into if you are not familiar with anybody on it.
Well, I'm familiar with one person.
Okay.
Two
But
people.
this person, Adore, so that she's on parole,
But she's in New Zealand.
but she's in New
She's on
Zealand.
probation?
Yeah, she was on probation.
Probation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we discussed, does parole mean you can't leave the country, but probation you can leave the country?
Maybe she's on New Zealand probation.
These are good questions because probate. You probably shouldn't advertise that on TV.
Maybe
If you're
MTV
breaking-
got a special exemption or something.
MTV pay the legal bills.
You get some kind of visa.
My other note.
I guess she got to New Zealand. Maybe she can never come back.
Oh, that's
she
true.
better find love.
My second note was there was some comment about how she really liked somebody, so she'd fart on them or something. Does
Yep.
anyone remember that quote?
Was that someone she liked or was that someone she didn't like?
I
No,
don't know.
She said like that girl's cute. I would sit on her face and fart or something.
So Max, explain.
I think he just did.
No. He did not explain the part Chris and I are confused about.
I believe this is somebody that she liked. Yes.
Okay.
So
That's what it seemed like.
It seems like a
yeah.
weird fetish to want to fart on people.
I think it was a joke.
I think it's a joke.
I'm aware it's a joke, guys. All right. Anyone else have anything to say about Adore? She doesn't really come in. There's no relationship with Adore. She just like has weird one-liners throughout the show, so she gets a decent amount of screen time.
It's also interesting because some of these people, like Adore, have been on a show that's like on a totally different network. But you get the sense that like a lot of these MTV people know each other, like the UK MTV people know each other. So like Adore is definitely like kind of like an island being out on RuPaul's Drag Race. Same with I think the Bachelorette guy. Like I don't think he's met any of these people before. He seems like he's on a relationship.
I feel like
island.
we've seen another show with RuPaul. Wasn't it like Scared Famous?
Scared Famous had
There was
a
like
RuPaul.
a RuPaul person. No one knew who they were.
Alaska Thunderfuck.
Oh yeah. Another very famous queen. Everybody.
I cannot recommend not watching this show. Daniel is our next contestant. He's from The Bachelor, right? Or is it The
yeah,
Bachelor.
Bachelorette. He was a
Bachelorette.
contestant.
This
He's
guy.
Canadian, and that's about it.
Man, that intro sequence. Speaking of Canadian,
Oh,
can we talk
yeah.
about the intro sequence?
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Tell us.
So one of the wildest parts about this show is that every time they introduce one of these new people, they have this kind of like set of basically slow-mo shots of them kind of like slope side, basically just showing off their body and stuff. So like this guy is just like, he's from Canada, and then he takes his shirt off and just starts pouring a bottle of maple syrup all over himself and just rubbing it on himself.
It looks so gross.
rubbing it down his
So
pants.
bad.
Like it was not good.
Not good at all.
They also had a shot of his chest that definitely were trying to make it seem like he had boobs, which was a very strange, I think, choice.
Yeah, it was a really unflattering shot. You could see his shaven hairs poking out. It was real weird.
Yeah, the shave, like he shaves his chest, and you could see like the stubble of his chest hair. I'm just like, oh, that's not. I want to see.
Especially on this big TV.
Yeah.
We're really close to it.
But like some of the all the intro sequences definitely have a nice chest shot, just chest shot. Everyone, women included, is the most like ogling
We'll
thing.
get to that one.
We'll get back to that. The only other note I have about Daniel is that there was like some comment about how one of the other contestants was really young, and she was like, when she was 21, I was, I don't know, like negative 13, and at some point we find out he couldn't subtract 10.
Yeah, he's like trying to do the math in his head. He's just like, well, 21 minus 13, well, like minus 10 is, I don't know, someone else do the math for me.
Like,
He was trying to justify like when he was 21, how old she would be, and it was clearly far too young. And
Yeah.
the math immediately didn't work. So I think he wanted to bail, but the way that they cut this together, and I don't know if he knows 21 minus 13, but they definitely edited it to appear that he did not.
It
was
seems
not
like
great
a no cuts or anything, just like one shot.
look. There's no way this is one shot.
I don't know.
You
No
gotta
way.
believe
I think
everything
producers
the
are-
TV tells
dude.
you.
We all know the producers are manipulating the heck out of this.
I mean, they certainly clipped like 15 seconds out of 15 hours of interviews, but like, it's the money 15
I don't think it was
seconds.
one shot. There definitely came like back and forth between that guy and like shots of the other girl. So like, it wasn't just a continuous stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then after Daniel, anyone else have anything to say about Daniel? He seemed like
He's really tall. He's really strange.
I mean, there's some more stuff later when we get into some of the nitty gritty of the episode.
We can save that for the
Okay.
end.
Yeah.
I don't know when you want to get into your specific minutia with people.
Well, we have to introduce the characters before we can talk about how they relate to people.
Okay. Nicole, the next person, which we're all aware of. I believe Rob's also aware of. She's from The Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
She was in that episode we watched. Her ex is Laurel, which we knew Laurel's going to be on the show immediately,
Oh, yeah.
which we find out later that she is on the show. And we're trying to figure out when Nicole and Laurel actually dated each other.
Sometime in the last 5 years.
Yeah, for sure.
It was definitely on one of the seasons of the challenge, which I couldn't tell you what number.
Just one?
Just one?
At least one.
they
At
dated
least
for
one.
10 to 11 months.
10, 11
Yeah.
months. That's like 4 seasons of the
That
challenge,
sounds like
right?
maybe 2 seasons.
Yeah, they started dating on one of the seasons, and then I think that they took it kind of off the show, and it didn't really work out. But then they had been on at least one other challenge after that together for some amount of time, where it was like really awkward too.
So, Rob, what kind of accent and where's Nicole from?
Nicole is from New York, I believe.
Yeah.
Staten Island.
Staten Island.
Staten.
I
Staten
can't do
Island.
it, but I don't know. That's
I'm-
all I know.
Max might be the best person for this.
Oh, Max is definitely the best person for this.
The number one thing you have to do is drop your R's. Water is wada, butter is butter.
There's no R in Staten.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
That's the number.
How would you say Staten Island?
Gabagool.
What? I'm missing something.
Let's
Okay.
move on.
All right.
How would you say, hey, Laurel?
Hey, lol.
Oh,
The next person we got is Marlon. He's from the real world and has about 0 airtime for this whole episode.
Who?
So
Totally
let's
forgot
just
about
skip
that
him.
person. Call him Mr. Irrelevant.
Then we got Tyranny
Hell of a name.
Tyranny.
from Are You the One?
what a name!
So some people here watch Are You the One? Is anyone aware of Tyranny?
I kind of remember Tyranny, but not super well.
But she lost the season of Are
Yeah,
You the
she
One?
couldn't
So
find her match.
spoiler alert if you're trying to watch that season of Are You the One and you see somebody named Tyranny.
It doesn't work. When
No,
you
it
say
might
the
be a
spoiler alert after the spoiler.
Chris, it could be a different tyranny.
So this is like this is a
Doesn't get
few
it.
seasons ago on Are You the One? Then,
Yeah.
right?
This is not the most recent season.
What
All
was
right.
her nickname on Are You the One? Do we know this?
Oh.
I'll check the internet corner as we continue.
Tyra Banks.
All right.
Tyra Nick.
Next person we've got is Cullum from some show called Ibiza Weekender.
Actually, I think you mean Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Is that how
Spoiler,
Staten
we're
Island
totally adding that
accent?
one to the queue, right?
I don't know, dude.
That's
I think
going in the
Rob's already
queue,
added
dude.
it to the queue.
It is already on the queue.
It's in the official queue. There you have it. Future, who put this
well,
on?
I don't know how we get it. So that's like many things in the queue. where we
Tweet
don't know how to
at the
get it.
Chris Lorenz. How do we stream?
You tweet at who put this on, dude.
Nah, the host needs it.
I'm not even logged into that Twitter. I'm only logged into who put this on.
My cousin who lives in London is like, hey, I can give you my Channel 5 login.
Oh,
Oh,
we gotta take that
Nice.
offline. But yes,
Yeah.
We're not sharing
accounts.
accounts across.
Good for the audience, Gabe. Go get your cousin's Channel 5 login, everyone. Yeah, so this guy comes in. He's tatted to the nines. He's got, what do they call him? Teeth. Great teeth.
he's.
Well,
I don't know what they
What
called
was-
it, but he definitely has some.
He has some fake teeth.
Yeah,
How do you get fake teeth like
you go to the
this?
dentist.
They
Step
just
one.
like
You get
take
them,
out
like-
your regular teeth and put in these, like, what does
No,
that
I
They
think
mean?
like
go
file
over-
them down. They'll like file down your real teeth and then they'll put these like veneers on.
That's weird.
And
That
it's
sounds
like-
really painful.
It sounds super weird. But like I think they file your teeth
So this
down
is
a
not
bunch
like a
and then they put this
grill.
stuff on.
That they like, you just put on your
No,
other
this
teeth.
is like permanent.
Gross.
This is like fake teeth material that you'll have forever, hopefully.
That sounds real gross.
I mean, it's possible he just had a really good orthodontist when he was growing up.
well, I mean,
I
he.
don't know. They don't look real.
So there was an. I can't remember what all the what the whole statement is, but he had something where he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna do pretty well in this house. I know what ladies like. They like tats, they like teeth, and it was something else.
It was
like
one other
like
thing,
like,
yeah.
It was like Bad Boys.
teeth was one of the things he mentioned, and then like we kind of forgot about it for a little bit. And then
Well, it
later in the
comes back
episode,
around.
Daniel
Daniel.
was just like man, at least I'm not so insecure that they got fake teeth, and you're like, oh shit,
And later, he follows it up by threatening him, I'm going to knock your fake teeth in.
yeah, it's tough.
Also, Daniel, well, since we're on him and this other guy, he also makes some comment about, yeah, you don't put stickers on a Lamborghini, referring to his tattooed body.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
There's a
feel
lot of
like
shade.
there's a lot of shade coming up.
I mean, it's kind of like a backhanded compliment because it's like your body's like a Lamborghini, but why'd you put those stickers on it?
No, I think he was
It's
talking about
definitely-
his body.
That's my
Definitely.
my favorite John
Oh.
Mayer song. Your
But
body's
I
a
think he's also
He's
Lamborghini.
like,
saying
you don't
that-
put stickers on a Lamborghini.
You put it on some
You put it
bullshit
on-
car.
You put it on some trash mobile.
oh, no.
That makes it even worse for sure.
I was gonna say it was a good nag, but you're right. He was definitely referring to himself.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say on the fake teeth thing, I don't know what that guy's situation it could be. Might have been he got his teeth knocked. Who knows? But, like, there are some legitimate scenarios where, like, you need to get fake teeth.
No doubt.
And I don't want to knock people that you need that. Like, that is definitely, like, a thing. Like, people notice your teeth and stuff. So I'm not
He
trying to put
is-
anybody down for getting fake teeth.
He is from the UK, so you know.
Yeah.
Dental hygiene
Yeah.
Let of fish and chips.
there. Uh,
Are you taking on the whole UK right now, you guys? You guys are out. This is getting, oh, man, we're getting.
one note I have written down that I want to talk about Cullum is like in his intro video, he said that he's cheated on every girl he's ever dated. And in the video, he's reading a book called How to Not Cheat.
Wild.
Did he say he has like 50,000 exes?
He's
I
cheated
think
on
this
them
is,
all.
like after it's been revealed that they're on X on the beach, and he was like, "One of my 50,000 exes could show up, and I've cheated on all of them."
It's definitely you're in a bad spot when you're. First off, when you're on X on the beach, you're in a bad spot. Second, when you don't know who's gonna show up, and you're on X on the beach, you're in a real bad spot.
Chilling.
I mean,
They should. What I would like. I would like them to have a show where it's just him, and they bring out as many exes as they can find.
Ooh.
oh my god.
The one season of next season is just going to be Cullum. It's going to be X on the Beach : Cullum.
Column of love.
Yeah. So the next person we've got is Georgia
Georgia.
from Love Island.
UK.
Also UK. Another
Also-
Georgia.
I
Yep.
missed the UK part. Yeah.
I was thinking of
Not the
UK
Challenge
Challenge
Georgia.
Girl Georgia. This is not her, to be clear.
Right.
Another Georgia, also from the UK.
A lot of Georges in the UK.
That's what I
guess.
was saying.
Popular name.
Right. I didn't know this was such a popular name.
She also was barely in the episode.
Well, her role was to be the Callum love interest
Yeah.
before, spoiler alert, Callum's ex rolls in.
Well,
X1 of 50,000.
the
Be a
only
long
week is
season.
they only have one scene with her when the 10 of them are in the hot tub. She makes out with Cullum.
Oh, yeah.
It's true. Is she the one who got the intro with a lot of sort of mid-body coverage?
I feel like all
Or was
the
that
women,
another one?
all
Was
the
this
women
the one
did.
who had
No.
the same clip
Yeah.
over and over of
I-
her panning around
I'm
her
going to
chest?
say yes.
I think
'cause
it
she
was
No,
has-
her.
isn't this Zebra Girl?
This is
Is
Zebra
this a
Girl.
Zebra
Yeah,
Girl?
yeah.
So she's wearing a full body like zebra ski snowsuit kind of situation.
But like it's half unzipped.
yeah, and she keeps sort of unzipping it more,
Yep.
and then the camera pans many times around.
Her boobs are out. Like they're
I
just
mean,
out.
compared to the rest of the show, not really.
Well, there was one
Comparatively.
there's one segment when they're in the actual house and like her zipper's like to her, all the way down almost. And Cullum comes over, or somebody comes over, and she purposely buttons it
Yeah.
all the way back up. Because they were real exposed. I was like, oh my God.
Is she cold?
But like when they're doing those intros, like we said, like they're always panning and showing like chest and stuff. But it was especially egregious with Georgia of just like cut off at the neck, you don't see a head, cut
No.
off at the waist, you don't see anything down,
Oh,
and
yeah.
just over and over.
And it's
was
like while she's telling them about stuff, like usually you see the person talking, but she'd be talking for like a second, and then it'd be this B-roll footage of her body.
yeah.
Yeah. Talk about male gaze. This is the definition.
This is.
I
the
think
male
this
gaze.
is even the definition's like, this is a bit much. You should
this is in the creeping category.
It's like,
Creep-
oh, I know what that
creeping.
part looks like now.
To be clear, it wasn't just this person. I feel like most women had a shot like this.
Everyone had a
But
shot like this.
This was the most egregious.
This was the
but
most
she wasn't wearing a
egregious.
bra on hers, right? Is that the.
I mean, I think
She
it
had
just
some
was
kind
a
of bra.
It was like a bikini
top
I
thing.
think.
Yeah.
You
know, it's-
There
gotta
wasn't a
look
lot
cute.
of fabric.
A bikini.
Here's the thing. Here's one key difference from the normal X on the beach. You're on a mountain in crazy snow clothes. What do they call it? Snow outfit? Snow clothes? Something.
Snow
Snowsuit?
clothes.
Winter fashion.
Anyways,
Winter fashion.
it is a lot of
James.
winter fashion. It is
lot.
big time.
We've also missed another great detail. Oh no, sorry, I'm gonna save it. It's actually about the X's. It's not
There's
about-
multiple
yeah,
differences.
Yeah,
there's some
I think I know exactly what you're gonna
Yeah, yeah,
say,
yeah.
but it's about the X's.
I just thought as we get into it, we'll sort of highlight the key differences from the normal X on the
Whenever
beach.
you want to get into it. Next person we've got is Allie. She's from the Naked Brothers Band.
Which she was a child actress in a Nickelodeon show.
Which-
You should not get this as a subtitle.
Is that a Nickelodeon show, The Naked Brothers Band?
Yep.
What's that show about?
They showed a very
Brothers.
brief clip where it looked like her as maybe, I don't know, like a 12-year-old and what appeared to be probably her younger brother.
This is
let's
gonna be
let's
a
say somewhere
risky
between 8
Google.
to 10, who is saying something and he seems to be in a band and his pants fall down.
I think he pulled his pants down.
I think that's his band is like they just play with their pants down.
I've got.
That's my-
I can
what I
tell you
stick
a
together
clip
from the
about,
show. Man.
about what this show's about.
Okay.
It follows brothers Nat and Alex Wolf as they rehearse, perform, and live their extraordinary teen lives.
So this is the IMDb description. The lives of a tween rock band led by real-life singer-songwriting musician brothers, Nat and Alex Wolf.
Weird.
All
On
right.
IMDb, it gets a 3.3 out of 10.
Ouch.
But what other show did Allie say she was a part of?
Temptation Islands.
So I went to the Internet Corner. The episode of Temptation Island we did for the pod, she is in that episode
Oh, she was in
Oh,
the-
as a
Season
sexy
1.
single.
as a sex single for 8 episodes.
Oh, she looks
Wow.
completely different there.
All right.
So some people here
Claim
should be
to
very
fame.
familiar with Allie's work.
Sometimes there are some of those singles that do not get a lot of airtime.
Totally, she looks totally different. She has totally different hair.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a different woman on Temptation Island.
But
That's
now
her
that I
beach
see
look.
her, I'm like, oh, her.
All right. The next person we got is La Demi. some sort of YouTube social media influencer.
I love that her title was literally social media influencer.
Yeah, well, she said YouTube. I'm like, okay, I wrote down YouTube. They're like, no, social media influencer. I'm like, okay, I guess that's what you want to go with.
And this is the only person that does not come from some sort of TV show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From, well, YouTube.
It's a type of TV, a show, I guess.
Yeah, there's some videos of her.
It's like a self-published TV show.
Yeah.
There could be more hours of her, like, just video than anyone else.
Oh, there probably is.
Then the last person we got is Ryan.
Wait, we got to talk about La Demi for a second because there's a shot of her in the intro package to this whole show. I think involving a hot tottie, where she's
Oh my
lying on a
God.
couch.
Oh, it's her with the hot
It's
toddy.
definitely her. She's lying on a couch. She's leaning back, and she's a very curvaceous woman, and she has placed a mug of hot toddy on a breast.
And to be clear, this is a very stable breast.
Very stable. And she takes a sip of it and then puts it back on her breast, but she doesn't use her hands.
It's incredible.
It's amazing.
This to me really reminded me of an episode of The Simpsons where Homer is real lazy and does a similar thing with his beer belly. But this is not that. And this is
No.
from
this
her
is
chest.
real life.
This is real life. And she didn't spill that hot toddy.
And I do not think it was edited at all. It was a continuous shot. It was perfect.
Are you jealous, Annabeth?
No. A skill I never knew I wanted. Here's a question about that though. If it's really a hot toddy, I don't want that hot.
Maybe
Up
it's
on
a
my
nice
skin.
mug. Maybe it's got some
Maybe.
insulation.
Yeah.
It could
Gotta-
be a nice mug.
Maybe she let it sit for a little bit. And
Yeah,
it
yeah,
cooled
That's
off.
true.
More of a warm toddy.
What's really good about this shot is it also doesn't seem like she's doing it for anyone. She's just like, this is just how she's sipping that hot toddy. It's so good.
Living life.
Got to get maximum value out of that investment.
It's incredible.
There's definitely some investment.
There's definitely a big investment. It was worth it.
Do you think that was like on the requirement sheet when she has like the consultation? She's like, okay, minimum though, I need to be able to drink
A talent. You have to have
warm
a talent.
beverages out of it.
I have to
without
be
my
able to
hands.
rest my drink on them.
All right, last person we have in the original 10 is
Yep.
Ryan.
Who?
He's from American Idol and Nashville Star.
Oh yeah.
You may know him
Ooh.
because he's a 10 in the Midwest.
Right. I was like, this is the Midwest 10 guy.
He's from Grand
Self-proclaimed.
Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah, he's also somebody that got zero airtime.
Yep.
He was there to like hold off a fight between the other two guys.
Don't worry, he'll get his turn in the torture chamber.
Dude, this show's only so long. There's only so much time you can get per person.
No.
Nicole dominates most of the first episode, so you know.
I actually kind of liked, like, as we go through, we've seen a lot of these, like, first episodes. Like, this one did a pretty good job of, like, introing the people and giving me enough to care and not care about specific people. Like, writing them down obviously helps, I think, for me, because most of you probably couldn't name 3 of the people that I just named.
No.
At least. So, like, but you'll probably get a better intro to those people later, which is what you need to do. Like, 10 people is too much to, like, focus on in one episode. So you focus on, like, 2, especially the 2 people with their exes. They definitely had a lot of airtime this time. And I think they did a really good job. I think that is the compliment I'm going to give this show.
The only compliment coming.
Uh,
Spoilers.
You
Now
know,
back to Burns.
To follow that, I do think like if you'd cut it right before Romeo rolls in and been like, which 2 people are gonna have their exes show up this episode, you could probably
For sure.
reasonably guess it was Nicole and Callum based on just
50,000
how much airtime
exes.
they're getting.
Yeah.
well, they also,
50,000.
I got 50,000 women coming in.
well, I'm not sure if it's just because they made it seem this episode that they have like the crazy sex life. Well, we know, Nicole has the biggest draw, I think, for this season because
Yeah.
the challenge is like MTV's bag. So like bringing Nicole and Laurel on the show, definitely something that will bring people in. And then the way they were making Cullum seem like he's got some crazy exes, so like he's probably has multiple coming, so might as well like start him off strong. Whereas like some of the other people, they didn't really get into it a lot. So yeah.
Do you think you only get, well, have you guys seen a whole season of this show? Do you only get one, if you're on this show, do you only get one X coming out? Like, are they good now?
They have,
No.
They have done multiple X's for one person.
Okay.
How many seasons of this have you seen, Max?
I've seen half of season 1.
Like, I'm pretty sure when Corey was on it, they rolled out multiple
my
X's for
God.
him.
Yeah, seems like Corey hasn't been on a challenge season in a while.
Well, Corey hasn't been on the challenge since he body slammed Tony in that episode. So I
yeah.
don't know if that was a
I
factor.
think that was only 1 season ago, maybe.
Has Corey been on the challenge since he was on X on the Beach? Maybe X on the Beach broke him.
I think that challenge season was after X on the Beach, but he did get ejected for body slamming someone, so that can't be good.
He's in the penalty box.
Yeah, for sure.
I like.
Yeah,
Corey.
I specifically remember him being taken away, and it was a double season. So I think his teammate was also fucked.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So they all come into this house, and they're just chit chatting. They're trying to they're all kind of trying to see who's into each other. They go in this hot tub, and then they all I don't know if anyone has any minutia during this time period they want to bring up.
Well, they meet a Yeti.
That's true.
So it's winter themed. So another key difference from X on the Beach. It
It's
is
the
winter
same
themed.
show.
It's a
A
ski
huge
house.
difference.
Are there hot tubs on traditional X on the Beach?
I don't think so. Are there?
Just a
I mean, there's a pool.
There's a pool because they're in Hawaii usually.
Pool, there's a beach.
It's
There's
true.
also an elevator inside of the house, which is a key feature of X on the
Yes.
Beach as well. So that should have immediately set up some alarm bells for some of these MTV people who kind of knew what was going on because there's just
Well, it
an
was
elevator in the house.
It was hidden. It was under some object.
right. I know, but then the Yeti came out of it, and they're just
Yeah,
They're just like,
that's
oh, listen,
true.
the Yeti told them to go to the peak.
Wait. Roll back here.
Yeah.
What?
in
there was a
previous-
hidden
yeah.
elevator in the show.
In previous seasons of X on the Beach, they basically have an elevator that takes you down below, into the basement of the house, into some kind of effectively torture chamber. So they basically like at different points in the season will make you and your ex go take this elevator down, and there'll be some horrific thing. It'll just be like, hey, guess what? You got 10 minutes to look at your ex's phone as much as you want, or whatever.
Oh,
It'll
this
be
was the
stuff
show,
like
the
that.
whole phone thing, right?
Yeah.
That was the episode we watched, and that was insanity.
So in this one, when you see the Yeti come up in the elevator, you'll be like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that's
You're like,
true.
there's an elevator. There's only one MTV show with an elevator. We're all screwed.
down there?
Well, I assume the Yeti doesn't give it away.
It's
It's the
wait,
elevator, right?
How many
Yeah.
exes do you guys have? Oh shit.
Oh shit! You have 50,000 too.
Okay.
So the elevator is in play.
Dead giveaway.
That's what I'm telling you. All these people know they're on this show.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you not knowing.
I think you'd have to have more information about the show before you went on, right?
Well, unless they told you
They-
it's just
they-
a regular kind of single style dating
What
show.
what show is that?
That's just not a
You'd
show
have
that's
to
on
know
it
more
exists.
than that.
Nicole's
Love Island?
already been on some other MTV dating show called Game of Clones. So we got another stupid dating show for you to go on. She's like, sure, sign me up. Is Pauly D gonna be on this one too?
But she knows. She's like, she knows about the exes show. Because in one of her confessions, there's no beach. There's no way I'm on X on the Beach. Because I'm not. There's no beach to be on.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I still find it very suspect.
That was they figured out the key to trick them. It was like, what if it's X on the Beach but there's no beach? They'll never know.
They'll
And
never
it's
know.
in New Zealand. Seems weird.
They just literally need to make one of these shows though, to fool people.
Do you think they told them there were going to be hobbits in this show?
Well, they just need to make we're gonna have a house of singles and we're just gonna film you guys. What show is that? I've
It's
never seen
so
a show.
many shows.
It's Love Island. It's
Big
Are You
Brother.
the One? It's whatever. It's just some show where you're gonna go on there and date the other people in the house. I don't
It's
know.
Love Island. I'll give you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Love Island.
It's BIP. It's
Well,
whatever this
I
thing
think
is.
to Chris's point, what he's getting at is at some point you have to realize there's just not that many of these straightforward dating shows. They're all gonna have some game aspect
I
or
mean-
something that's gonna go crazy.
I mean, I'm sure that you're
You know.
suspecting that there's gonna be some kind of twist to it that you just don't know. That you just don't really know.
right?
yet.
You're getting married blindfolded. There's all these crazy
stranger.
dating shows, right?
They even could have
Yeah.
told them there's some twists. It was like, oh, this is the twist. It's gonna be blah blah blah. They're like, okay, cool. It's like that was a lie. We didn't actually have that planned, but
Yeah.
So back to the hot tub. One piece of hot tub minutia is we talked about Georgia making with Column. Then out of nowhere, Tyranny just leans over and throws up outside the hot tub.
and then proceeds to spill her drink in the hot tub.
Yeah. Did she spill her drink or did she spill someone else's
I think
drink?
the other girl spilled a drink.
Very unclear.
Someone else got hot tub water in their drink. Is I think what happened.
And I think Tyranny knocked their glass over as she was whipping herself around to throw up outside the hot tub.
This is also a good time to mention another feature of the show, and I don't know if this is in the normal X on the Beach, but there's this announcer that comes in sometimes.
Oh, yes.
And this was one of the situations where the announcer pops in, so we see this confusing throw-up sequence, and then we hear, "That's one way to clear a hot tub," and then it's like the next morning.
yeah.
The announcer's very weird.
Yeah.
Because it's not
very
Romeo.
weird.
It's not anybody else at the show.
I'm pretty sure we talked about this when we did X on the Beach US, but like the narrator is so cheesy,
Awful.
It just doesn't really fit even with the feel of the rest of the show either. It's so weird.
One thing that is the same as the X on the Beach is the crazy like cutting and stylized effects of the like
horror
stock
movie.
footage horror movie with like weird font kind of text. They totally do that.
They
Oh,
invert
yeah.
the colors a lot. They really like that move.
It's not quite as Jaws themed as it was before.
I like that. It was a lot
because
easier in
there's
my
no
eyes.
beach coming in.
Right. And then what they've replaced the stock beach footage with is all stock ski slope footage. And then as the people enter, I can't believe it's actually them skiing or snowboarding because but they make it seem that way because they're
They-
wearing the same outfit.
Yeah, the
But
outfit.
the catch will be the person riding in is in like, full head to toe goggles and a ski mask, like covering every aspect. So like it really looks
clearly
suspect.
not.
It's clearly not.
It's
them.
not even.
You don't see an uninterrupted shot of them coming down and they pull off the mask and
No.
it's Laurel.
Yeah, like if they're actually because they're doing snowboarding tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's
No
no
way.
way that
They're very good.
and like so
But like, it wouldn't put past to like if Nicole or Laurel like knew how to ski or snowboard.
Totally.
Like there are some people on the show like seems reasonable, but like I doubt those people are ever gonna be on a.
They're
mountain.
just not taking the time to film those people and do it.
right.
They filmed this one person for like half day.
Just like,
You've
hey,
got
put all
enough
these outfits
footage.
on.
They're not. This is the same outfit.
No, they were different outfits.
No,
they
they
were
did-
matching
yes.
the person's outfit.
for sure.
It could be the same snowboarder,
So
which
yeah.
is probably what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, same snowboarder, wardrobe change, do a couple tricks. Okay, wardrobe change, you can rinse and repeat.
Exactly.
So Annabeth, so just for you, so for the old X on the Beach, they tried to make it seem like the X literally is walking out of the water to join the thing.
Okay.
But it's kind of weird if like they're trying to make it seem like that, but then they're clearly just coming down the beach from somewhere else.
Right.
But they're trying to do this thing of like it's
Okay.
out of the water.
They have like
Okay,
they have
that
like
they're coming out of the deep.
So this one they're trying to do
Okay.
they're coming down the mountain to join.
Yeah.
But then they just sort of walking in from the ski lodge.
it's definitely
Right,
not as
okay.
good as emerging from the water. Like they have some great just like slow mo shots of them like coming out of the water, like the whipping
Yeah.
their hair
That-
around and
The crazy Kaylee swimsuit shot will always be what I remember from the
Oh my
X on the
God.
Beach episode we watched.
Yeah, it's very clear. Like, there's no body double. They're just like, it's the similar shots of like all of them like doing glamour shots, and they're like, what was it
Half a ski
winter
outfit.
winter fashion? Whereas like in the beach one, they're just coming out of the water instead of like skiing down, which is clearly a fake person.
I wish it was like I wish they put all the cast members of the show at the bottom of like a hill or a mountain or whatever, and someone tubes down, and then when they get to the bottom, they pull off their mask.
And it's just
It's like,
too
who's
much.
that tuber? I don't know. We'll find out.
I do
Also-
like shows where people then have to pull off a mask and reveal their
So also,
Maybe wait. Can I hang on? I'm gonna elaborate on this for a second. 5 tubers come down. The cast members get to choose one of them. They unmask, and that's the X that's on the show.
Ooh,
So
that
you
would
gotta
be
sort
fun.
of you gotta be crafty because it could be your X is one of the 5 people. and
oh.
You don't want that X.
I like that show. That's a
That's-
good show idea.
that's
That's
too
my
much.
idea.
The producers need to be more involved. This is MTV needs to do. You can't just randomly pick.
Well,
you have to inject the right X at the right time.
right.
So on this note, so like this is called Peak of Love. The house, there's clearly no snow. They're just like in a cabin, like in the like with a bunch of like trees and stuff around them, and they go to this like peak, which has some like barely any snow, like nowhere near enough to like actually go
I mean,
snowboard
there are
or ski.
people skiing.
there
It was skiable.
People were skiing.
I didn't
It
see
might
anyone
be
skiing.
like artificial snow, but yeah.
Well, I mean, the dude that was the stunt double who's doing the tricks was definitely snowboard.
That was not the same like shot as them at that actual peak.
It might not be the
place.
same area.
Well,
but
there's
it could
okay.
be.
So there's one shot when they're leaving the house to walk to the peak zone, and they're all like lined up walking in a row across snow, and you can see like a ski like sort of lift in the background.
Yeah, the big
like
black
at that
building.
point. Yeah, but you could see like chairs moving and
Yeah.
stuff. They're definitely close enough to a ski resort.
No, I know they're close to a ski resort. It's not really skiing season.
Not quite yet. I'd say give it a week or two. We'll
Well,
see.
Back to the production schedule.
Yeah,
When do you think
I
they
think-
filmed this?
they filmed it over the New Zealand winter
So New Zealand
or
winter
spring.
is 6 months ago. It's
Right.
summer now.
So I also think it really,
Exactly.
to me, it looked a lot like spring conditions because it was pretty sunny. But it seemed like that sort of clothing you could get away with in spring conditions, right?
Right.
Where it's maybe mid 50s, or lower 60s even at the base, but like on the mountain it's fine. You have a lot of leftover snow from the season.
So they probably filmed it a few months ago, and it's spring, and so it's the end of the season. The snow's going away.
Yeah.
But there's still a
Yeah.
couple hangers on trying to get their last few runs in. But
Well-
But don't you think they're gonna want to do some dates that are snow sports?
you'd think so.
But I guess if they film it in a week, we're cool.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see if they do any snow sports because when there was that Winter Break Hunter Mountain show, they were definitely up there. I mean, people were getting injured
People
going up
definitely
there.
got injured, yeah.
Why did you remind me of that?
Well, because this
That show
is
was awful.
Well, because
This show was replacing
This show
it.
is basically that show, but just X on the Beach style. I mean,
Right.
You know,
They're basically okay. So we saw how that show didn't work. How do we achieve a similar like itch for people, but like do it better? They're like, let's just use the X on the Beach formula.
and she used the same house. They had to put an elevator in it, I guess, but
No, like because that house was actually in a ski area, Harrison. Like where they're going, and it was like in the East Coast skiing. It's like
All right.
there's so many problems here.
So when they go to the peak here, they bring out our host, ex Lil Romeo, formerly known as Lil Romeo,
Romeo.
and everyone. Laurel's like, or not Laurel. Nicole's like, oh my god, I'm on X on the Beach. Everyone knows they're on X on the Beach immediately.
I'm
And
sure
these-
the producers tell them to ham it up.
Yeah, so everyone is clearly hamming it up for this, but Nicole's right.
I think it's
imme-
a surprise.
You,
I
Look,
want to believe.
I want to believe.
I shrugged my shoulders.
I like the MTV magic. I want to believe.
And Laurel comes out in the fashion of fake skier and then just walking onto the set. And
Important to note, though, to add to that, while this was happening, Nicole was sitting with Allie
Oh yeah.
on
yeah.
her lap.
Nicole and Allie were
been
getting
flirting
close.
big time. And like they're getting real close and tight, and she's like pretty much on her lap while this
And
is happening.
Allie- yeah.
And as soon as she like it's exposed that it's Laurel, Nicole stands up and shoves Allie off of her and is in shock that it's Laurel.
yeah.
And this is not a great look because everyone else also notices this happening.
And then they nicely do the slow-mo replay of Nicole shoving Allie off, which was great.
Oh
And
yeah,
Romeo makes fun of her.
it's like damn, we ain't never
She's
seen
like,
that before.
That's how you treat your new boo.
Yeah. And I feel like part of my issue is that on the challenge, this has happened like twice now, I think, where Laurel and Nicole have come into contact
Yeah.
after they've been together.
Yeah, for sure. I
So
mean, this
they're
has
like-
definitely happened.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're existing in the
doppelganger month.
MTV verse, like it'll happen.
This is the MTV verse relationship.
This is your life now.
And then we have Megan show up, which is Cullum's ex, which Cullum cheated on Megan.
One of 50,000.
One of
What I've
50,000.
heard.
Also, there's some claim where Laurel doesn't know that Nicole cheated on her, which I don't believe at all.
Well, she also she's asked her before, and again she asked her point blank. It's like, hey, we gotta clear up this cheating thing. Did you cheat on me? And Nicole doesn't say anything. Like that's not a good. Like if you didn't cheat on them, you just say I didn't cheat on you. You wouldn't just not say anything. That seems kind of suspicious.
And didn't her confessional, didn't
Yeah.
she just confess that she did?
Totally.
She did.
So, like, it doesn't matter if you say it now. If you send it in confessional, it's going to be on TV. Like,
Nicole
It's
wants
the-
to make some good TV. You know?
Got to make that good TV.
She knows how to play the MTV game.
is she getting notes from Bananas? Like,
Maybe.
is Bananas a producer of this show?
I'm sure.
what?
Is Bananas an ex of anyone on the show?
Laurel?
I don't think so.
Oh, we haven't done Banana Show yet. We gotta put that back on the queue.
Is that still on?
I don't know.
It's on the queue.
Well,
Uh,
it's not a doppelganger, so
Not
That's
this month.
right.
let's everybody calm
And
down for a little while.
some people might know what next month is probably gonna be too. James's favorite month of the year.
Oh, February.
It's that time again.
We started February early again, James.
At least we're doing the love shows. We have like a couple of weeks, hopefully, with a break in between. I don't know what's coming up
We'll
next
see,
week, but
we'll
we'll see.
For love shows, we can do what they showed us on this show, which is we can grill brats or something in a big heart.
In a big
Oh,
heart
yeah,
pattern.
yeah, yeah. That was
Would
a
that
good move.
entice you a little bit more to Love Month?
It's, it's got a little upside.
Heart-shaped brisket.
Do we have any other minutia about Megan and like I don't know?
Not really.
I mean, basically, she rolls into the house and immediately says, "Yeah, this dude cheated on me." And then she has a conversation with, I can't remember what her name is. Georgia. And she's like, "Yeah, you shouldn't be with this dude who's literally cheated on everyone he's ever been with." And she's like, "All right."
Yeah, Callum's not too happy about his game getting messed with.
Oh, yeah.
Which maybe helps lead him getting to the fight with Daniel. Because Daniel has his eye on Georgia also. So he sees this as a good opportunity to put a wedge in between.
Yes.
There's definitely some comment about you can't have your new boo meet your old boo like right away.
Definitely,
Can't
like,
have your next meet your ex.
definitely doesn't seem like Callum can't believe the situation that he finds himself in and how they're like rigging this thing against him. He's like, it seems like he's like, man, it's so unfair. I was trying to get with and then cheat on this other girl, and then the old girl that I cheated on shows up.
I wonder if Colum was on X on the Beach UK. Could be an X on the Beach alum.
It's possible.
Oh my god.
Yikes. That torture
That
chain.
50,000
round
number
two.
can go pretty high.
But here's the thing: if you're calling in this situation, would you rather like have your ex and get it out over with? Because you know they're coming on the show at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Or do you want to get deeper into a relationship with somebody and then be like, oh shit, now it's really all up in the air? At least now it's like, well, now it's out there.
He just wanted
Get it
the-
over with.
He wanted the
Definitely.
boom boom room as fast as possible.
So you think
Like,
he's in it for
after
the quick
that, he-
action and then whatever?
Yeah.
Could be.
Well, I think that like as soon as he was the only person to start something on the first night, his ex was going to be coming out the next day. I mean,
Because
that's gotta
now
be
that's
part
how
of
the
it.
show works.
Right.
I don't know.
So on these weeks where you can eliminate someone, is it just the exes? Are they just choosing between these two people to eliminate?
So when Romeo was explaining the fire and ice theme and rules, he did specify.
Have we explained that?
Let's get into it. So the ice is going to answer your question, which is so on the ice week, whose ever exes are in the house, they will get together and vote on which ex is blocking your next. I think was the line.
Yeah.
And you will vote one of the exes out of the house. Now,
Okay.
to Max's point, he was mentioning that they in the X on the Beach, they don't always follow that to a T. So I mean, that's what Romeo said here. Who knows?
Well,
Wait for next week.
well, I think in previous seasons you have been allowed to vote the singles out as well. So sometimes like
Yeah.
the ex comes in and people are like, "We like the ex better than the single that was here," and they just toss
It's
that
like, let's
person.
get rid of Daniel.
Right.
But that's not what Romeo said.
Definitely
but
not.
We'll have to stay tuned to
Okay.
find out.
Okay.
And then on Fire Week, you I think the house votes on basically a couple to go get a heated romance, basically like basically a hot date. Yeah, that was it.
Hot.
Hot.
Fiery hot date on the Fire Week.
Does it sound like Fire Week is up next?
That's what it sounds like. Yep.
But I think like it's not going to be two. I bet they're going to roll out more X's before they got to
Okay.
ice someone.
Okay, that's
Definitely.
probably true. I guess
There'll
we're
be-
2 weeks
I'm
away
gonna say
from
there's
an
going to be
icing.
minimum 4, maybe
Okay.
6 by the time we get there.
Yeah.
How do they ice
Column
them?
will have 3 by that point.
Oh, I hope on the icing they put him in
I
a
hope
tube and
so.
send him down the hill.
I know. I was just thinking. I hope it's a snow related exit.
I would bet there's zero snow related.
What if
things
they
that
send
happen
them
on
down a
the show.
ski jump? And then it's like, you see just like, Laurel getting ready on a ski jump, and then it cuts to clearly not Laurel.
Jumping into the sky.
Yeah,
Yep, they bring the double back for the exit shot.
that's right.
Anyone got anything else they want to mention?
So one
before we
last
get to
thing.
ratings?
So ABC, you had a theory on how Nicole was going to handle this Allie versus Laurel situation.
Did I have a theory on that?
Some kind of 3-way theory.
Oh, I think that that is just in the cards. That is just in the cards for these women. Just enjoy a nice romantic time up in this lodge together.
Do you think Allie's going to be on board with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allie has in one day of being on this show, one whole day, she has said she's down to experiment. She's
like,
ready to be with a lady, and she's never been attracted to a lady like she is to Nicole. So
I mean, like, Laurel definitely wants to be with Nicole, and Nicole's definitely going to try to make the three-way happen.
Yeah.
So I think there's a chance.
All right, ratings. On that note, I don't care. Bottom third. I just could care less. I couldn't care less. Whatever the right way to
You
say it.
could or you couldn't.
I couldn't care less. I don't. James, what's
I
your
can take
rating
it from you
here?
if you want. I was looking at Rob on his phone, and I am curious if he's pulling up our X on the Beach ratings because I have no idea what I rated that show. But anyways, for the peak of love, I'm gonna put it in the middle, and I think I'm gonna put it in the top of the middle. And here's why. Which is, I think that a lot of the aspects of normal X on the Beach, which really jarred me, like a crazy fonts and this, like they've softened that up a bit. This particular show does have some people on it that I recognize from other shows, so it's a lot more enticing to like want to see kind of what happens there with a few of those. And then I generally, like, there's no surprise for me. I love snow sports. I love mountains. That's a very minimal part of the show, I have to imagine, but it's a kind of nice novelty. So I feel like it at least bumps it up like a, third on the James scale. So there we go. Top of the middle.
Max, what do you got?
Middle third, bottom of the middle. I was bored, but I had some laughs here and there. Yeah.
Well, Max, you threw me the way you were disgusted by the end of the episode. I wasn't expecting a middle third out of you.
No,
there.
honestly, like middle third, bottom of the middle might be the worst because like I can't even hate it. It's just so nothing.
Oh.
Okay.
It's a weird wrench in the rating system that we found.
I mean, we'll see at the end of the season how well you've stack ranked.
Sure.
Harrison, what do you got?
Well, unlike James, I do not think that this is a better version of X on the Beach. I think that I prefer the beach setting. I think that I don't know, and I just don't really know that the mountains are really adding anything to it, and I don't know, but I don't love it. I think this is gonna be a bottom third show. Like, I don't think that I'm gonna watch it anymore necessarily. I definitely wouldn't like seek it out to watch it. I don't know. It's definitely a different type of torture chamber than Temptation Island, but this show is also a torture chamber. So, but I do love Temptation Island, so it's a tough call. It's a bottom third though.
Annabeth, what do you...
I can't believe Harrison's reason for liking this show is I prefer the beach setting.
Well,
I did not see that coming.
Well, because I think if you go to the tape, I probably rated original X on the Beach middle third.
UK or US?
Yikes. Well, UK. So X on the Beach UK, I think, is the top of the stack, and then we have X on the Beach
You're
US.
kidding me.
X on the Beach
He's
UK was the
stack
best
ranking
one.
this.
Oh
It
my
was the best
gosh.
one. It was the
It
best
was.
one
It was.
of the X on the Beaches.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll get to
Chris,
I have some.
Chris is appalled.
Chris, do you have strongly held beliefs about the ranking of the X on the Beach seasons?
No, they're all bad, so whatever.
All right, Harrison, you ranked X on the Beach UK as a bottom third.
Shit.
And you ranked X on the Beach US as a middle third.
Okay.
X on the Beach US got multiple top thirds.
Oh man.
So this crew was real in X on the Beach US.
I can't imagine I was.
Top third.
Third.
Really? This is great, Rob. Thank you for bringing the stats because I
so
wouldn't have
good.
believed
Both
it.
Max and James put it bottom of the top.
Wow.
I think I was top on UK also.
Lies.
Can I adjust my
Bottom
rating?
third for
Damn.
UK.
What the fuck? Oh,
Crazy.
wait. No, it was really boring because it was like season 4.
It was like an all-star season too.
Yeah,
It was-
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's why I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Well, at least one of the reasons why I
forgot
was
about
bottom
that.
third. Annabeth, what do you got for me?
Wow, what a ride.
A lot of controversy.
a lot of controversy. I think it's a middle third. I was amused and I liked watching it with buddies, and I know a couple of these people, so it was fun. I liked the mountain. I love being on the mountain.
I want more mountain. There's
yeah,
not
I
enough
want more
mountain.
Well,
There's
also-
just not going to be any more mountain.
That is like my main complaint with the
Yeah.
mountain saying is they're not well, at least they're not doing anything with it. Like at least the beach was like
Hey, we don't know that.
right.
the
I
beach was almost like like a 15th character in the show or whatever.
I'm just saying, in the first episode of the beach one, they didn't do shit on the beach either, except come out of the water on the
yeah,
beach.
at least they were coming out of the water.
Yeah. We know they didn't ski
all right,
down the
all right,
mountain for
guys, all
live.
right,
I
all
know,
right.
no,
We don't need to
this is like one of
squabble.
those shows where I think that this is this might not be representative of the season. I think these dates are going to be winter sports.
I hope so.
believe that. It has to be. It's a peak of love. Also, the winter fashion in this episode, I didn't even talk about that in my ranking. The winter fashion was amazing, so it's definitely middle third.
We didn't talk about those pants.
Or the onesie. The onesie was
Okay,
wild.
not to derail the ranking too much. We have to. There were pants made out of belts. There was a onesie that was a zebra. There was another onesie that had rainbows. It was so good. Everybody was incredible.
Great hats.
Amazing hats, fluffy hats. Oh my god.
All right.
Platform boots on the snow.
Scary.
That rating's moving up. I can see it. I
Top
can
there,
see it moving
bottom,
over.
top,
Top of the top. No, not really, but kinda.
Would you
All
say
right.
it's at
If
the
it was,
peak?
if we were rating the winter fashion here, top of the top.
All right, Rob, what do you got for me?
You know, I had a weird kind of sort of throwback feeling of this of like, man, I remember when we watched MTV Garbage like every 3 weeks, and we really have like slowed down our peak.
Yeah.
But like, this is a bottom third show. This show is terrible. Like, why would anyone watch this show?
Thank you, Rob, for the voice of reason here. I guess also we had a couple people watch the show with us and send me their ratings.
Oh yes, I'm excited.
So we've got a Mr. Noah Singer was here,
AKA
earlier.
Internet Corner.
Internet Corner. He is bottom of the middle.
Oh.
Okay.
And his reasoning, he wrote, the show moved, which is nice, but he hated the commercials. Solid middle to bottom of the middle.
No one's rating the
Based on the
commercial.
commercials?
That's what he wrote.
Noah.
great.
You can yell at him. You're yelling at him right now.
I am yelling at him right now. Noah.
Noah, you know who you
Noah.
are.
So we got Brian. He wrote top of the middle.
Okay.
Whoa.
I think that no explanation, just top of the middle.
Brian agrees with everything I said.
And we've got our we've got VJ. We've got top of the middle.
That's surprising. I thought VJ was going to go lower third for
Top,
sure.
top of the middle is what he's going with, guys.
VJ appreciates winter fashion.
He's in.
Come on.
I mean, there was also somebody from The Bachelorette on the show, so that's probably the pull.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree with Rob here. The show is I really did not. I wanted to turn it off almost immediately. The best part were the intro videos.
Chris, you almost have me shifting my vote, but I'm just going to keep it where it is for simplicity.
Okay. So since this was Doppelganger month,
Yeah.
and I decided I was kind of bored, and Netflix was pushing this thing called The Circle.
Oh.
Did you watch it?
I did watch The Circle.
Oh, Noah's gonna be
Oh.
so disappointed he's missing this update.
So The Circle is really weird.
Is it good?
Oh,
No.
Is
Okay.
one supposed to know what the circle is?
Do
No.
we gotta say we gotta put this on hold?
I don't
and
think
we
we're
gotta
ever
put it
gonna
in the
do it.
queue.
yeah.
I'll just give a brief overview of what the show is.
Okay.
So the show is they like get a group of 8 people. They put them in the same apartment building in different rooms, and they all have this giant TV. The TV hosts a Facebook-like social network called The Circle. So you come in and you make your profile. You pick your profile picture, and then you start sending messages to all the other people in this house.
Is it a closed network? Like it's just
Yeah,
the
it's
house?
just the 8 of the
Okay.
people. They don't get to see each other. They're just like the whole show is them voice messaging this TV that types out their message and sends it to other people.
So it's a weird social
It's a-
networking experiment.
Weird. And then at some point, like they rank each other, and the top 2 people get to kick somebody off the show.
What do they rank? Like they rank their favorite people?
Yeah.
This is who do you like, right? It's a popularity
Weird.
contest.
And there's
Sounds like.
money
Weird.
involved.
Who do you want to take out of the circle?
The weirdest thing is that people can catfish. So like people represent themselves not themselves.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask what the profile are the actual profile pictures or
Yeah, most like 6 out of the 8 I think are actual people. Then 2 people are like pretending to be other people.
great.
So
That's wild.
it's
That is
weird.
wild.
I don't know. It's I popped it on at work and it's just like it's kind of nice because you don't have to actually look at it all because they're all just talking and then sending messages to each other. So they're like not sitting there typing and don't have to read it. They're like saying it out loud. But all these people have to do all day, every day is just like talk to each other via this messaging app.
Are they? So they're not allowed to leave the apartment
No.
building? Oh,
I think there is a hot tub jacuzzi on the roof that I
Oh.
think that they like rotate through. But like they don't
One
ever
by
actually get
one?
to meet anyone.
You know, you get 1 hour a day outside.
that's so weird.
Yeah, it's like
It's
prison.
prison rules.
It's definitely like prison. And it's
House arrest.
and there's a lot
did they just call the
there's
show
a
House
lot
Arrest?
of content. You know how every time you go on Netflix they're like new episodes every Wednesday. There's 4 episodes every Wednesday.
What?
And they're all like 50 minute. They're all like 45-minute episodes.
How many episodes are there gonna be total?
No one said of this. So the idea is there's 12 episodes, but it's a 3-week event.
Oh my god.
So you get 4 episodes every week for 3 weeks.
Netflix trying out some new formats.
Is this based
So-
at all? There was
It's-
a book
there's a
called The
UK
Circle. Is
show.
it based on
There's
that?
also a movie
Oh.
with Hermione.
Yeah, which is based,
Based
on
on
this
the book.
book.
I don't
What if Hermione was in this show?
Is someone catfishing as Hermione?
That'd be amazing.
I thought
So
it's
Chris, what's your
Hermione.
rating?
I go with middle third because it's
Oh.
like mindless, but it's not good.
might-
It should be the bottom third, but the fact that I can like put it on and it can be whatever, it's middle third.
I'm adding to the queue. I think.
yeah,
gotta
I mean, we
consider
could
Are
do it.
you-
It's just not going to be till like March, so like
So you're gonna keep watching it?
Yeah, are you following the event?
I don't know.
Okay.
I might pop it on at work. Who
Okay.
knows?
So what's the end game of this thing? You winning money or
Yeah, there's money at the
Okay.
end.
I got you.
I don't know. We'll see. But there's definitely some interesting characters. Yeah, it is what it is. Rob, I need your update though.
All right, we got the quick update.
Quick update.
It's been a month.
Yeah.
Mass Singer is over until 3 weeks from now when it's start again.
Man, I was just looking forward to a break in my morning radio shows of no Massinger updates on the daily.
It's coming back.
Ugh.
So, third place was the Flamingo, and it was someone named like Adrian Bailon or something, who was from something called the Cheetah Girls, and I have no idea who this is, but several of the judges guessed who this was. So whatever. Good thing she came in third. Just don't know who that is. Moving on.
No one cares.
Second place was the Rottweiler, and it was Chris Daughtry from
Oh.
American Idol, and then the band Daughtry. So returning to his roots on a Fox singing competition. So did pretty good.
Okay.
Good.
And then the winner, though, joining T-Pain in the champions, the Fox, and Max called it Mr. Wayne Brady.
Oh.
Wayne Brady.
Some actual popular person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Wayne Brady, I think he's available. Let's get him as a judge and kick some of these other judges off because I think that would be an improvement.
Who would
I think
be
every time you win the Masked Singer, you get to pick a judge and take their spot.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's have-
I want a panel of T-Pain, Wayne
T-
Brady.
T-Pain,
Love
Wayne
that.
Brady, Joel McHale, and Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. That's the those
Now
are
you're
the 4
talking.
judges we should.
I didn't know that Triumph was one of the judges.
He was a guest judge one week and he killed it.
Wow.
So of the top 4, would you keep any of the 4 judges? Would you keep any of them?
The one who's arguably worth keeping is Robin Thicke because he's actually decent at like judging the vocal quality and making reasonable guesses. But like, I would happily give up Robin Thicke to get rid of the other 3. So
Are they going to make any changes for season 3?
definitely not.
Okay.
It's working.
Formula's
They're
in a
paying
roll.
these people. There's people are satisfied with the money they're getting.
Keep
They have
that
no
money
reason to
machine
change it.
rolling.
Yep.
Yeah.
When do you think season 4 is coming?
Season 4 is definitely premiering in September at this point. They're gonna
Think
do
so?
September.
It's not going to be like a June.
I don't think it's gonna be June.
It's like February to like,
a
early
year,
April.
A year ago,
then
I was
June.
arguing that they'd only do 1 season a year and keep it fresh, and I definitely lost that one. So I might be wrong on this, but I
All
think
right,
they're
Rob.
gonna do 2 a year.
All right, Rob, write down the bet here. I think there's a summer season.
All right. I'm gonna say no summer season. I'm gonna say they're gonna wait till September.
What's the bet?
I don't know. What was our normal bet here? You always keep track. Was it like
Do
a
we have a-
drink?
Do we have a normal bet?
I don't know.
Bucket of Coronas.
Redneck margaritas.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want to.
Yeah.
But then, if I win, I get a redneck margarita. And if Chris loses,
If you
Chris
win-
wins, he wants me to have the redneck
Yeah.
margarita.
If
so.
you win, you get to choose whether or not you get a redneck margarita or you get to give one to the other person.
But who's gonna buy this redneck margarita?
The loser.
the
of the
loser
loser.
clearly
Loser's
buys
buying
the redneck
in either
margarita.
case.
All right. We'll
Wait, the
put it on
loser
bus.
buys redneck margaritas, and Chris and I both drink them either way.
There you go.
Ugh. Why? I don't want to torture myself. They
The
were
winner
so
gets to
bad.
pour the redneck margarita.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Well, you can find us on Twitter at Hoop with the Sun. You can reach us on Facebook.com/Hoop with the Sun. You can email us questions and suggestions at hoopwiththesun@gmail.com. And we'll see you guys next time.
Who else would be female Thor?
What does this mean?
Female
Because
Thor. Who's it
Thor
gonna be?
Why
also
is there a
dated
female
Natalie
Thor?
Portman.
What? And now she is he?
No,
What
Natalie
about Jeff
Portman
Goldblum?
is the queen of that planet, Naboo.